I'm taking Bachelor of Business Administration at UNITA International University.
Hi everyone, my name is Rorika Anna Ananaka. I'm 22 years old. I'm taking Bachelor of Business Administration.
Hello, my name is Nurul Shahiroh binti Jamer. I am taking Bachelor of Business Administration at UNITA International University.
How is the prices of the currency determined? Jeremy has been reading newspaper and notices the price of the ringgit Malaysia has changed from 3.80 to 3.08 per dollar in November month. This has puzzled him. He knows the currency are not fixed by the Malaysia government, so he started to exploring this question in detail. Jeremy finds that the price of currency is closely tied to demand and supply. So when the demand increases for goods, services and investment like machinery, garments and bonds that are paid for in Ringgit Malaysia, the price of Ringgit Malaysia goes up. On the other hand, if the Malaysia Central Bank chooses to print more Ringgit Malaysia and therefore increase the supply, Ringgit Malaysia prices tends to cool off. In the bottom of prices speculation, if major players in the financial market believe that the value of Ringgit Malaysia is likely to rise, thereby more of the currency, thus leading to a rise in its price. Jeremy further learns the economic and political condition of the issuing country affect the price of the currency. If the country is going through a political conflict or economic crisis, then the value of the currency may go down. The value of currency also linked to the future prospect of its issuing country. A country is said to have a future prospect if it has inflation and employment on a check, and sound of economic policy. Good prospect may lead to increased demand and hence higher value. The price of the currency is the result of not one but several factors.
They have 5 factors that influence the currencies. The first one is interest rate. When the interest rate of an economy are determined exclusively by the central bank. When the interest rate of foreign currencies are increasing, that means the more investment funds are attracted and buy the currency in order to achieve the highest interest return. On the other hand, when interest rates are decreasing, currency is less attractive to investment funds and thus it is expected to fall against other currencies. Second is economic growth. Economic growth, which is measured by GDP percentage, is a key to determine the demand of foreign currency. High growth means that the economy is doing well, especially if growth is accompanied by relative low inflation. Usually, growth more than 2.5% is followed by the high inflation. Additionally, high growth means the low unemployment and higher national income. In other words, high growth means higher consumer spending. Third is the rate of inflation. The inflation rate of economy has a very strong impact on the value of foreign currency. When the level of price increasing in an economy, each unit of currency can be fewer goods and services, and thus the purchasing powers of money is decreasing, and consequently the real value of domestic currency is decreasing too. On the other hand, lower inflation increases the purchasing power of money and the real value of a domestic currency is increasing against foreign currency. Next is the rate of unemployment. At a period when unemployment increases, the jobless worker have less income to spend on goods and services, and consequently the overall consumer spending is decreasing. Additionally, higher unemployment results to lower consumer confidence and lower expectation about the future economic growth, and that means lower consumer spending. And lastly is political stability. Political stability is a very important factor regarding the future value of foreign currency. Political uncertainty increases the risk of an economy, and furthermore, it reduces the consumer and the investor confidence. When there is no political stability, the potential of future economic growth is jeopardized. Furthermore, in period of global political uncertainty, investors are after safe havens. That means that they will exchange a weak currency for strong currency like US dollar and or Europe.
Tourism Malaysia or Malaysia Tourism Promotion Board is an agency under the Ministry of Tourism Malaysia. Tourism Malaysia, formerly known as the Tourism Development Corporation of Malaysia, TDGP, was established on 10 August 1972. It was then under the former Ministry of Trade and Industry. In September 2006, Tourism Malaysia signed a 50 million deal with Manchester United in a direct to promote Visit Malaysia year 2007. Prior to that, Tourism Malaysia had a deal with Chelsea FC. The success of the Visit Malaysia year 2007, a celebration of Malaysia, diverse culture, beautiful holiday location and unique attraction has helped propel the country to the forefront in tourism. Tourism Malaysia sponsored the Carlton Football Club in the Australia Football League in 2009. In 2010, Tourism Malaysia announced that it will be making greater effort to attract New Zealanders. Initiatives include a greater focus on ecotourism, major cultural events, and activities for young urban professionals. The government has started a campaign called One Malaysia Green, One Malaysia Clean in order to let tower operators and travelers understand the need to protect nature area by promoting ecotourism. The direct contribution of travel and tourism to GDP in 2014 was ringgit Malaysia 61 billion, which is 5.7% of GDP. This is forecast to rise by 5.6% to ringgit Malaysia 64.4 billion in 2015. This primarily reflects the economic activity generated by industries such as hotel, travel agents, airlines, and other passenger transportation services, excluding commuter services. But it is also, for example, the activity of the restaurant and leisure industry directly supported. The direct contribution of travel and tourism to GDP is expected to grow by 4.1% PA to ringgit Malaysia 95.5 billion, which is 5.8% of GDP by 2025. The total contribution of travel and tourism to GDP, including weather effect from investment, the supply chain and induced income impact, was ringgit Malaysia 161 billion, which is 40% of GDP and is expected to grow by 5.3 to ringgit Malaysia 169.5 billion, which is 50% of GDP in 2015. It is forecast to rise by 4.5% PA to ringgit Malaysia 262.2 billion by 2025, which is 50.8% GDP.
Ringgit Malaysian MYR has been depreciating against major currencies since last year. The depreciation has a direct impact on the businesses that operate internationally. Therefore, we have chosen the Kuching Park Hotel as a business that in tourism sectors. We will interview Kuching Park Hotel to know the implication of depreciation Ringgit Malaysia to this business. Kuching Hotel is a 3-star business hotel located at the very heart of Kuching, the capital city. It is about 20 minutes away from the Kuching International Airport and in close proximity to most major shopping centers, business district and tourist attraction within the city. Besides that, the Kuching Park is fondly known as Park in the City Hotel as it faces the popular recreational park of Kuching City Council, that is MBKS. It offers a great place for a healthy evening jog in the evening after a long training day. The hotel was recently refurbishing extensively and had its facilities upgraded to ensure a more comfortable stay to all guests.
Due to the international business assignment, we would like to interview this man, which is boss of Kuching Park Hotel. First of all, can you introduce yourself? and briefly describe your company background.
Okay, I'm Mr. Valentino Chan. I'm the hotel manager for Kuching Park Hotel in Kuching, Sarawak. So I manage basically the whole hotel, the whole hotel, including the F&B and the rooms division. And we bought everything from marketing to the actual operation. Yep.
Okay. Move to second question, which is when did your company start established?
Approximately about 20 years ago. This hotel is a Sylvian Berhad company, and it started about 20 years ago now.
Okay. Do you know how much ringgit Malaysia value currency nowadays
Compared to,
compared to before?
of course, it has dropped quite tremendously compared to all the other currencies.
Okay. Focus to our main point of this interview. Can you share with us how did the depreciation impact to your business?
First thing first, whatever raw material that we get here, basically, whether it's imported ingredient, and most of the things are imported ingredients, basically. Obviously, the price has risen, especially those from China and from Europe. With the depreciation of ringgit, obviously the price of goods have increased tremendously. And of course, how do we translate this cost to our consumer is that we might have to transfer this cost to the consumer. This means price will probably be increased in the long run. Yeah? And so far, we actually have increased some of the prices of our actually in F&B division.
That's all for the interview session. Thank you to Mr. Valentino. We will appreciate it. Thank you.
As we can conclude that the depreciation of Malaysian ringgit gave impact to a business operating especially in consumer and producer responsiveness to price change, known as supply and demand elasticities. In this situation, the rate of the price change due to demand and supply activities, which depreciation make import more expensive. This method was cause the all activity of purchasing material from China and other countries is increased. Besides that, rate of the room in also increased because of the currency depreciation. If all of these things increase and directly it was give effect to demand and supply of the Kuching Park Hotel. So the Kuching Park Hotel need to find the best strategy to prevent these matters and back to a good condition. Hence, discourage purchase of import goods such as toiletries, raw material and other stimulating demand for domestically manufactured goods. Therefore, the developments of tourism sector were affected due to depreciation of Malaysian ringgit.
We commonly hear only bad effects of the currency devaluation. As a matter of fact, there are few advantages of the depreciation of on-value currency, and we can earn a lot of other following advantages from there. Therefore, the suggestions of advantages are: first, growth because increased money supply, which is devaluation will lead to an increased money supply in an economy. Hence, this can lead to increased aggregate consumption, demand and saving, and investment. All of this will lead to some amount of growth in an economy. The second suggestion is less import activity. Imports become more expensive. It means bigger demand on goods and services for domestic needs. Therefore, buy the same product within local supplier to get cheaper price. Last but not least, the third suggestion is more quality goods. We cannot do imports, so demand on nice goods with low rate is higher and we will get it. In conclusion, those advantages can be a good way to survive a business. It can also be an economical inspiration for a new business or to start survival steps. Thank you for watching our video.